This is the Savvy Investor radio show and podcast. For help with your retirement, schedule a 15-minute phone conversation with the team at ProStatus Financial Advisors today. Just call 866-597-1040 and at thesavvyinvestorradio.com.
Thanks for staying with us here on the Savvy Investor radio show and podcast from the home studios and home offices in Hanover, Maryland at ProStatus Financial. Thanks again for joining us here on the Savvy Investor radio show and podcast and on YouTube as well. Basketball star Steph Curry is playing in his 16th season with the NBA. The guy's amazing. After leading the Golden Warriors to 4 championships, Curry tells ESPN that he believes his farewell is near.
It's okay to accept and acknowledge that the end is near at whatever point, but only because it allows you to enjoy what's happening right now. But I think the more you talk about it, the more you acknowledge it, it levels up just the sense of urgency of the moment now.
That's pretty incredible. But I think about people that are getting that sense of retirement and that retirement is near. I've got several friends that have gone through that, and you can just see that their mind is thinking differently. Their mind is thinking ahead. They're reflective. It's just a great time in their life. I enjoy seeing that. Let's talk about that. What if people are sensing that, Ryan, but they don't have a financial advisor yet, and they have questions on whether they can retire?
Well, most people, they Google it. They Google how much income can I get out of my 401k, and they'll get the 4% rule where it says if you take out 4% of your portfolio every single year for the rest of your life, as long as the stock.
But do they really want to Google something that's going to, like you said, last the rest of your life?
You don't want to Google it because you're getting answers in a nutshell. And I think Steph Curry said it. While he thinks retirement is near, the more he talks about it, the more sense of urgency it puts on it. And, oftentimes I get people that come to me and they are between 7 and 10 years out from retirement. That's where I see a lot of people. I don't get so many within 5 years. And every once in a while I get one one person that comes in and says, "Oh, I'm retiring." Just this past week, this actually happened with tax clients of mine. I've been doing their taxes ever since I started here in 2007. It's Gary and Donna. They're longtime clients of mine. They live over in Glen Burnie, Maryland, so just down the street from us here in Hanover. And Donna's been a stay-at-home wife her entire life. She's never worked outside of the home. And Gary's been the primary breadwinner, and he worked at the port. And they came into my office and they said, Gary's retiring in April. This was earlier this week. So, 3 months out from retirement, Gary's retiring in April. What do we do? And so, the sense of urgency for them is, they made the decision, they're going through with it, and they're doing that based on what they've looked up without ever having a plan. And I don't get that very often, but every once in a while I do. But, for those who are thinking about retirement and you're not working with a professional, you want to ask yourself, you are retiring from your job, whether you're an engineer, you're a consultant, you're a manager, you work at the Port of Baltimore, whatever it is, you're retiring from your job. Are you retiring from your job to stop what you're doing and then work on your finances for the rest of your life? Or are you retiring from your job so you can enjoy the fruits of your labor? All that time you spent saving that money, you now want to enjoy it. You don't want to spend your retirement managing your money, thinking about, am I going to run out of money? That's the importance of hiring a financial advisor, hiring someone who's going to come up with a plan that says, you're retiring on April 1st, Gary. Here's where your income's going to come from day 1. Here's where it's going to come from in year 5. Here's where it's going to come from in year 10. Here's what's going to come from in year 30. You want to have somebody in your corner that's going to set that plan in place and show you exactly what you're going to see. And if you've been talking with a financial advisor, you've been working with a financial advisor, and they're giving you these retirement projection reports that say, you have a 90% probability or 99% probability that you're going to be able to retire with the income that you want, what you want to ask that person is, okay, I know that you've told me I've done a great job of saving. I know that you've told me I have a 99% probability of outliving my money outlasting me in retirement, but how? How is that going to happen? Where is my income going to come from in year 1? And if they can't give you that answer, I encourage you to give me a call, 866-597-1040, 866-597-1040. Sit down with Mike, myself, and our team here at ProStatus, and we'll put together your very own income plan that talks about here's where the income's going to come from on the day you retire. Here's where it's going to come from 10 years in the future, 30 years in the future. We're going to talk about taxes. How can we create this income stream that you and your spouse won't outlive, but how can we do it in the most tax advantageous manner possible? That is one of the most important things. It's not how much you make at the end of the day. It's how much you keep. You don't want to give any extra money to Uncle Sam. But give us a call at 866-597-1040, 866-597-1040, and we will set up your very own income plan. Or visit us on the web at thesavvyinvestorradio.com. You go to the website, click on the button that says schedule my call. You set it up right then without having to get on the phone with anybody. That's thesavvyinvestorradio.com.
And it's not going to cost you anything. It's a complimentary consultation to make sure that you have a plan in place. I was thinking about what you were saying, and it just resonates. Tax planning, investment planning, estate planning, all under one roof, retirement planning, all under one roof. And you guys talk about a second phase fiduciary. Let's focus on that here for just a minute. For those folks, first phase, I'm working, I'm saving, and I think that that's an important phase until you hit your 50s. A lot of things happen when you hit your 50s, man. But one of the things is you start to think about the rest of your life. And, you kind of flip that switch to the second phase where, I've done a good job of saving. I need to save a little bit more. But now I have to figure out how this money is going to last me for the rest of my life, as you were talking about. That second phase fiduciary, is that ultimately what we should be looking for during that phase of our life?
Yeah, I think that once you're close to retirement, once you're over age 50, once you're thinking about here's when I think I want to retire, what my goals are, what retirement life is looking for, you want an advisor who's focused much more on preserving and protecting your money and distributing it out to you, because most financial advisors, and I have several friends who kind of got into the business around the same time I did, but really their entire goal is really focused on collecting as much assets as possible, meaning getting as many clients as they can, and growing the money as big as they can, so they have that really recurring revenue. And that's, there's nothing wrong with that. There's a purpose for those financial advisors, and those are the first phase. That's the advisor that you need for that first phase of your life where you're trying to accumulate that wealth. But oftentimes, the advisor that has gotten you to retirement, the advisor that's helped you grow those assets, is not the same advisor to help you through retirement, because their entire focus, their entire career, their entire mentality is grow the money, keep as much money as I can under management to keep my income stream as big as it can be. And there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. But I think it really takes a different advisor with a different mindset, because one of the things that Mike and I encourage our clients to do is to spend your money. And it really kind of is counterintuitive to the way that the other half works, that first phase advisors. They want to keep the money there. Don't take the money away from me. Keep the money here. We want you to go out and enjoy your retirement, enjoy life, buy the boat, buy the RV, take the kids on the cruise, take the kids to Disney World, take that trip, around the world, spend your money. But let's figure out how we can spend your money in a way that you won't outlive your money. Let's create those income streams that you and your spouse can outlive. And let's do it in the most tax efficient manner possible, because, it's all well and good that, you have an income stream of $100,000 a year, but it shouldn't be costing you $140,000, $150,000 a year, because you're giving up 20, 30, even 40% of your money to taxes. You want to do it in the most tax efficient manner. And that's why, Mike and I like to call ourselves that second phase advisor, because it really is a complete different mentality. And when people come into the office, that have listened to the radio show, they've attended a seminar or a workshop, and they've been working with an advisor, it really is a much different conversation. It really is a much different experience. And they often say, I'm really surprised in, the things that you said, because I've been working with, Tom over at XYZ Advisors for 20 years. I have this real great relationship with him, but he's never really talked to me about, here's where my income's going to come from. Here's exactly where the boat purchase is going to come from. Here's how the taxes. He's always said, once you get to retirement, you'll have the money you'll need. You said you wanted $100,000 a year, and you'll be fine there, but never really sat down and explained it. And I think that's kind of the biggest eye-opening thing when people come in and sit down, either when they're working with an advisor or, they've been doing it themselves, is we are actually going to show you the real numbers in retirement so you can see exactly what retirement's going to look like for you and your spouse. And that's one of the biggest things that gives people that added peace of mind when they leave the office, knowing that Mike and Ryan and their team, they have a plan in place. It's not this plan that's up in the cloud that they say I'm just good. They've actually shown me the hard numbers of here's exactly where my money's going to come from every single day for the rest of both of our lives. And that's the feeling that brings me back every day, is knowing that we are helping our clients achieve their retirement dreams. And if this is something that you're interested in, if this is something that you've been trying to figure out for yourself because you've been managing the money yourself, or this is something that you've been really wanting from your advisor, and you want to get that second opinion, give us a call, 866-597-1040, 866-597-1040, or visit us on the web at thesavvyinvestorradio.com. You can click on a button there that says schedule my 15-minute discovery call right online without having to pick up the phone, without having to talk to anybody. If you're like me, I hate calling the doctor's office and making an appointment. I hate calling anywhere and making an appointment. I love it when I can do it all online. So we've done that for you at thesavvyinvestorradio.com.
Ryan, thanks again for your time, as always, helping us out, helping us make better decisions when it comes to retirement. We hope that you've enjoyed the show today. We bring you a lot of great information, and we try to make it as fun and entertaining as possible. We remind you to check us out, of course, on the radio. We've got a podcast, we've got YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share with your friends. And we appreciate you always listening. We hope you're getting a lot out of the Savvy Investor. Ryan, but as always, as we do each and every show, each and every podcast, Ryan Herbert, you get the final word.
This is Ryan Herbert. Thank you so much for listening to the Savvy Investor Radio Show and podcast, and we will see you, the Savvy Investor, next week.
Advisory services offered through ProStatus Financial Advisors Group, a registered investment advisor. Insurance licensed in Maryland. ProStatus Financial Advisors Group, LLC is not licensed in all 50 states. To find out if ProStatus Financial Advisors Group is licensed in your state, please call 410-863-1040. ProStatus Group, LLC is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through representatives of ProStatus Financial Advisors Group.